of over the next few days. The Northwest Flower and Garden Festival is in downtown Seattle. And this morning, we're getting a sneak peek at what you can expect.
So Allie Bradley there for us this morning. So Allie, who are you talking to right now?
Well, this time around, you guys, we're continuing to focus on sustainability here at the Northwest Flower and Garden Festival. But we're talking about our orcas this time around and how little things that you do in your garden can really have a big impact on our big marine life, right? So we want to bring in Jessie Bloom. She's a designer with Northwest Bloom Ecological Services. And Jessie, it's so good to have you here this morning.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Your design and your setup here is so beautiful at the festival. Tell me what we're working with. They saw me earlier in this canoe.
Yeah.
What is this canoe about here?
So they're repurposed from the UW Rec Center. We're using them as raised beds because, you know, our soil can be really soggy at this time of year, and people like to have raised beds to have better drainage. So we thought, what better purpose of a raised bed than using our canoes that everybody in Seattle has been in once upon a time.
Right, we were talking about how great this is for the Pacific Northwest, and it's so symbolic. You were talking about, we see those boat issues out there. We've been covering them with the orcas, and so right now we're able to repurpose these and really kind of give back to our planet a little bit. And the sawdust beds, from that to what our little trailer is sitting on here, those things make a big difference too with our planet. Jessie, tell me about that.
So when we have concrete, we create a lot of surface that creates runoff. In our storm events, it can be problematic. So what we want to be putting in our landscapes is something that absorbs the water, it lets it pass through. So the permeable pavers are a really good alternative to concrete or other pavers because it lets water through.
Wow. Something that you don't really think about. Now, Jessie is talking about the design features here. So Dante, we're going to walk over here because we've got another really cool feature. So first of all, while we walk, chat with me about why this is important to use these logs as another form of sustainability here.
Well, a lot of people will import stone from other parts of the country, which has a huge carbon footprint, or they'll use concrete blocks. But we have a lot of logs around when trees come down. And it not only adds great structure to gardens, but we can also use it as a habitat feature.
Yeah, so you were talking to me about this log here. We were talking, what are these called again?
A snag.
A snag. So some people might have their trees removed fully, but you're saying if you've got a tree that might be dead, you guys can actually preserve it and use it for woodpeckers and insects to have a habitat too. Tell me a little about that.
Yeah, so instead of removing the whole thing, we want to make sure that there's habitat for different types of wildlife, and dead wood or woody debris is something that insects and birds take up residence. So we need that in our landscapes and our ecosystems because those insects are what feed the salmon and what feed the birds, and all of that leads to the orca whale.
Yeah, and all of this leads to our water too, but this is kind of a runoff situation that benefits our planet. Tell me about the rain garden here.
So this is a great concept to manage stormwater. And what we do is we take the flow of water when we have a rain event and we focus it to a low point in the landscape, and we put a really specific type of plant in it so that the water can absorb and infiltrate into the soil rather than running off.
Wow, so a lot of really good features here and a lot of ideas too for Jessie and her team to come out maybe and be able to do this at your home, your residence, because all of this really benefits our planet in the long run and our orca friends too. So Jessie, thank you so much. If you guys want to come out to the Northwest Flower and Garden Festival, tickets are still available. This runs for 4 more days. Today in session, you'll want to come out and check this out because it's beautiful here. And coming up, we're going to feature another exhibit that really honed in on what kids want in their gardens and what kids want to see at the festival too. We'll have those details here coming up in just a little bit, but just look at how beautiful this all is, you guys, while we send it back into the studio.
I am the van behind you too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, retro.
All right. Allie, thank